The West Midlands Police Commissioner, Bob Jones, is writing to the Prime Minister to call for a public inquiry into the death of 3 men during the Birmingham riots in 2011. Haroon Jahan and brothers Shazad Ali and Abdul Musavir were killed by a car as they tried to protect shops and businesses in Winson Green. 8 men were found not guilty of murder after a judge raised concerns about witnesses being offered anonymity. Amy Cole reports.
The riots in August 2011 caused national condemnation. In Birmingham, 3 young men lost their lives. Today, the West Midlands Police and Crime Commissioner voiced his doubt over the experience of the Senior Investigating Officer, or SIO, at the time, and he wanted reassurance that the force would be able to cope in a similar situation.
If we find another such investigator of such magnitude, we will have the resilience and resources to be able to employ SIOs of sufficient experience.
At the meeting today, the Police Commissioner said that he was disappointed that he'd not had a response from the CPS or the courts. He said that he's now written to the Home Secretary and the Prime Minister to call for a public inquiry.
There's a whole areas where we haven't managed to get an answer, because it's the decisions of those made by the CPS, by the court service, by the judge in charge, by a whole series of other parts of the criminal justice system. I do think we have a duty to try and give the families who've lost their sons the answers that they need and deserve.
And that's been welcomed by Tariq Jahan, whose son Haroon died in the riots. He's long been calling for a public inquiry.
I welcome Bob Jones's fight for the families. I'm grateful to him, and to other members of the community. I've got a lot of support from the community. There are MPs and people who are now fighting the case, but Bob Jones is, for me, he's the lead man right now who's taking this on.
The Police Commissioner says if a public inquiry goes ahead, he'll discuss the findings with West Midlands Police. Amy Cole, BBC Midlands Today, Birmingham.
Police